somebody would come out and just like sue him. Like, we need Usher. No, we do. We need a victim to come out and be honest about him. Because what I'm realizing is that he's gonna fake the funk until the very man. He's just gonna keep on sucking the devil's. And I don't know, you know, like with a baby, that pacifier, sometimes you gotta pull it out. You know what I'm saying? And take it away, right? When the baby's used to sucking on the pacifier. That motherfucker gonna keep sucking on it until you do what? Till you take it out the mouth. Now it's gonna scream and holler, but eventually it will get used to the fact that his mouth is no longer full with that object. And that it's time to just, you know, learn how to live without it. He been sucking on Diddy's dick a long time.
If you don't mind me asking, because I know the topic is sensitive, what happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executive from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not gonna speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing some, they may speak on it themselves. But I heard it from some music executives.
What did you hear?
Bro, you know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, yo, I don't F with that dude. And at the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, yo, man, I don't F with them niggas, man, I'm getting out that industry and everything like that. You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. But I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you hear it, and that's what happened.
Like, people look at Usher, they don't see that. They not seeing the victim. They not seeing that boy that got rushed to the hospital. They not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there. Diddy had been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first.
Yeah.
Diddy had already tried.
I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you gonna give him a pass?
Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
Music star Usher is back in the spotlight, not for new music, but for his role in music history. Singer Jaguar Wright says Usher helped Justin Bieber get noticed by introducing him to important industry figures, including Sean Diddy Combs. Wright explains that Usher arranged these early connections when Diddy was interested in mentoring Bieber, but hadn't met him yet. With Diddy currently under public attention, Wright's remarks have sparked renewed interest in how Bieber's career beginnings unfolded. Some wonder if Usher is simply sharing memories or addressing past stories.
Usher to my office at 14 years old.
Just by himself or with his parents?
With his mother. Usher comes in and he starts to perform for me. And he drops down on one knee and he starts singing this song called End of the Road, a song that Babyface and I had produced for Boys to Men. It was a really big hit. He starts singing the song, and like that, I was like, oh my God. Two things happened. One is a star was born, and two, I really knew what my calling was that day. I was like, now I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to find guys like Usher, you know, because it was the greatest feeling in the world.
Did you record him early?
And I recorded him at 14, and all of his career. And he's had some career. Here's the beauty. The best pay it forward story of all time. I signed Usher at 14. He brings Justin Bieber to my office. Justin is 14. And I signed Justin also, right? And so that was like, it was a beautiful thing.
In 2008, Usher introduced 14-year-old Justin Bieber to music executive L.A. Reid, who was impressed by Bieber's talent. While Bieber was first found on YouTube by Scooter Braun, Usher's support helped him land a major label deal. That introduction was key to Bieber's rise in music. Justin Bieber's rise began with Usher, who became his music mentor. Usher co-produced Bieber's debut single at 15, helping shape his sound and image.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Justin Bieber's journey began in Atlanta when manager Scooter Braun discovered him on YouTube. This moment launched Bieber's career and Braun's path in the music industry.
You pulled up into a parking lot and Usher was there?
Yeah, it was a studio parking lot. Usher just pulls up in his Range Rover, and I'm like, wow, that's Usher. Wow, that's a Range Rover. Like, I'd never seen any of them. So I ran up to Usher. I was like, Usher, I love your songs. Can I sing you one? And he was like, oh, well, let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out. So I didn't get to sing for him. I was really disappointed. And then we get a call a week later saying that Usher saw my videos on YouTube and wants to fly me back to Atlanta to have a meeting and stuff.
By late 2009, 15-year-old Justin Bieber was gaining fame with his hit, One Time. A video showed him at Sean Diddy Combs' mansion, saying he'd stay a few days. The clip drew attention, as Diddy once helped guide Usher's early career.
We finally got in contact. This guy contacted us named Scooter, who's my manager now, and basically stalked us a little bit, kind of got in contact with us, and finally my mom was calling him back to, say, listen, stop calling me. And he was like, I really see a lot in your son. Like, I can help you guys. And my mom was really skeptical at first, but they ended up talking for a couple hours, and he knew some lawyers that we could talk to and stuff. So we ended up flying to Atlanta free of charge, just for him to, check us out and get to know us. And
this is Scooter.
Yes, yeah. This is Scooter, and we ended up signing a deal with Usher a couple months later. I think that there are so many kid stars that have fallen down the wrong path and that have been just done the wrong thing because this is a hard business and people just lose themselves.
When this record came out, so many kids in America were wearing their hair like that. Every boy. As a matter of fact, when we did the X Factor, we must have had 10 kids come on with their hair like that, hoping that they'd get picked. Didn't happen.
Legal documents showed that some of Sean Diddy Combs' private events drew official attention. Authorities reportedly found recordings and materials during recent federal searches.
Where do you want to go? Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
We're going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
I'm digging it, Rob.
Yeah. No, to a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person besides his talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, you... You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, you know, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last time.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
I definitely feel protective of her. It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second. So, yeah, it's hard because I want her to know that, you know, she can count on me, but at the end of the day, I'm never gonna force myself to be in a relationship with her. It has to be natural, right? So I just kind of, you know, let her do her thing, and if she ever needs me, I'm gonna be here for her. But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and.
Speculation surrounds who attended events under investigation. Diddy's legal team says all gatherings were lawful and consensual. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright's comments have sparked discussion about Usher's role in introducing young talent to the industry, with some questioning the level of caution taken.
Now we're going to get into these shocking details surrounding these freak-offs. And I guess we should start with saying, what are freak-offs, right? Well, let's go to the indictment. It says, quote, Combs and other members and associates of the Combs enterprise wielded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit, often under the pretense of a romantic relationship. Combs then used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sex acts with male commercial sex workers that Combs referred to as, among other things, freak-offs. Freak-offs were elaborate and produced sex performances that Combs arranged, directed, pleasured himself during, and often electronically recorded.
Oh man, you got some visitors, dog.
We're seeing that large presence.
New video, Diddy slowly pacing outside Miami's private jet facility at 3 p.m. yesterday via TMZ as Homeland Security raided mansions on both coasts, from his $35 million waterfront estate in Florida to Beverly Hills.
I'm outside Diddy's $40 million pad. It's quiet now, but yesterday, media, SWAT vehicles, dozens of armed officials and investigators descended on the property, seizing boxes of evidence and putting his sons Christian and Justin in handcuffs. They were reportedly detained and released. So what does this raid mean for Diddy and any evidence against him?
Law enforcement had enough to get the search warrant. They maybe even have enough to get an indictment, and if so, I expect Diddy to be arrested in a matter of days and no more than weeks.
Some believe Usher's link between Justin Bieber and Diddy was a professional favor. In 2010, during Bieber's vocal transition, Diddy reportedly urged A. Reid to keep supporting him. While Jaguar Wright's claims aren't confirmed, they've stirred online discussion amid ongoing legal attention on Diddy. No evidence has been confirmed, but public interest is growing.
You believe the guy in the tape is white?
If he's bigger than Diddy, and he's not none of the names that I said, probably so. But then they say he was young too.
Yeah, they say he was young.
Let me get his name right. I hope it ain't the Bieber. I hope it's not the Bieber. And they're gonna have to bring that to forefront because the prosecutor's gonna want those tapes. And they're gonna do whatever they have to do legally to get those tapes. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. So we just better hope for his sake, that that's just a bunch of bull crap. But then there's lawyers out there saying, yeah, the tape does exist. Lawyers got on television to say the tapes exist. I don't really know or trust that, because they was trying to say he had a tape with one of the bodyguards and this lady that came out. So
The first time you met Justin Bieber, this kid comes up to you. He's not Justin Bieber yet. He's just some kid. And he says, I want to sing for you.
It was at the studio of Jermaine Dupri's. I said, you know, why don't you set up a meeting between me and your manager? I'd love to meet with you and do this in a formal setting. I'm late for an appointment with Jermaine Dupri,
right?
And I don't want to keep him waiting. Let's just do this the right way.
And then you have him come to audition for you, right?
Actually, there were a few people. My wife at the time.
Right.
It also was Perry Reed, L.A. Reid's first wife.
So you were all sitting in a room somewhere?
We were in a room.
Yeah.
And I showed her the video. And Perry says, are you crazy? You better get down there and meet this kid right now. He's amazing.
In 1994, a young Usher went from Atlanta to New York to join scene Diddy Combs' Puffy Flavor Camp. The experience gave him a fast-paced look at the music industry. Years later, Usher called it pretty wild, saying it made a strong impression.
L.A. Reid, how are you, sir? How you feel, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you.
This is a culmination of a lot of work. I know from behind the scenes, this man signed Justin once Usher brought him along to him, and you made the right decision, clearly.
Yeah, looks like it, right? I don't know if I make great decisions every day, but that day, I must have been in a great mood.
Take us to that meeting, that first time when you saw Justin in your office and he sung for you.
Well, you know, he walked in with Usher. Usher called and said, I have something really special for you. I have a gift for you. And he brought Justin in. Justin had a guitar, he played the piano, he sang for me, and I thought it was amazing, and it was a no-brainer. Really was, right?
Yeah, it seems like, you know, what's ironic is the fact that most record labels passed on him the first go-around.
See, no one told me that. They were very smart not to tell me that, because if I didn't know, if I knew that we weren't first, I wouldn't have signed them.
Interesting. Isn't that funny how the record business is?
Yeah, a lot of egos.
What's up, guys? This is Justin Bieber. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin Bieber here.
Hey guys, I'm Justin Bieber. Wait, you guys are on my page, you know who I am.
So I just wanted to thank you guys so much for all your support. You've been truly amazing. I wouldn't be in this position without you. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for all the support. You guys have been, amazing.
So I want to thank all my British fans for all your support. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, man. Shawty, yeah.
Sources say Justin Bieber is feeling pressure amid ongoing controversies and has been advised to distance himself from scene Diddy Combs. Recently, Bieber's wife Hailey shared an old photo of him making a rebellious gesture, seen by some as a sign of frustration. Usher has stayed silent, mentioning only that his accounts were hacked. Many think he may be consulting legal counsel as the situation unfolds.
Let's start with Usher.
Yes.
Talk about
it. Yeah, so I met Usher, Usher. I met him when he was 14, and my book actually opens with that because it was one of the highlights in my career. At 14 years old, this young guy comes walking into my office, and he starts singing. And I stop him early and say, wait a minute, hold up, this is too good. I need to go get some girls. So I bring all the girls from the office in, and Usher drops down on one knee and starts singing it to the prettiest girl in the room and starts seducing her with his eyes. He's 14.
Yeah.
And he has no fear, no anxiety, no nervousness, and he goes in and he nails it. And I'm like, okay, thank you, and welcome to LaFace Records. And that's how we started, yeah. Pretty incredible. Love that kid.
I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
in the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really.
Come on.
But hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand.
Jaguar Wright is known for sharing inside stories about the music industry, drawing both support and skepticism online. Her TikTok and YouTube videos about Diddy and his circle have gained major attention. Mainstream media have not confirmed or denied her claims, adding to the buzz.
You're gonna hate me for this one. Oh. Jay-Z, Pharrell, Diddy,
Damn, Usher!
and me was supposed to be a group. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're gonna hate me for that, I know. Yeah.
Why did you say no?
I didn't say no.
You didn't say yeah?
I didn't say yeah.
You said yeah on the record, but you didn't say yeah to that.
That's the one. I think that we just got caught up. I think we all got caught up in a moment. We was talking about it and having secret meetings about it. We were talking about music and how we gonna flip it and the business of it. And somehow, man, we just got distracted, you know what I'm saying? And it never happened, you know? That's the one that I actually wish would have happened.
Just before Jaguar Wright's video went viral, Usher deleted his Twitter account. He later said it was hacked, but the timing drew attention. This happened soon after seeing Diddy Combs' arrest, increasing public scrutiny. Usher's social media activity has sparked more speculation.
Justin Bieber is avoiding the Diddy situation at all costs, and the new dad wants to protect his family and stay away from it altogether.
A lot of things that everybody just don't need to be looking at. A lot of things the kids shouldn't be seeing right now.
Justin, of course, was a kid when he spent time with the now embattled rapper. With Diddy behind bars, we hear the grown pop stars trying to stay under the radar, focusing on his family with wife Haley and their newborn Jack. Justin knows they won't ever get this time back, and he won't allow any of the Diddy news to impact these special moments.
Usher confirmed that he allowed Justin Bieber to spend about 48 hours with Seeing Diddy Combs, which Jaguar Wright described as temporary guardianship. Usher's long relationship with Diddy showed trust. Now, with Diddy facing trial and recordings as possible evidence, connections to Bieber raise serious questions.
I do think the Diddy case happened at the right time as well with the celebrity lineup, because these celebrities love Diddy so much. They're at all these parties. LeBron now famously, ain't no party like a Diddy party. And you're watching all of these victims come out, including actually majority men. I guess that's what Diddy's into. And they're speaking about the drugging, the raping. You've got a lot of proof in the form of pictures, this lawsuit. And you have these celebrities all stay mum. And then his ex-girlfriend pops up with some fake tears, J-Lo. Hasn't said anything about Diddy, but now she's crying about the threat of Donald Trump. It was just unbelievable.
Thanks for watching. What do you think? Did Usher make a mistake? Should Bieber speak up?
Do you have any views on Usher? Because a lot of things have come back to where
Usher.
They talk about his
Usher, I'm tired of Usher.
Oh, okay.
Goofy bitch.
Oh.
Got your asshole ripped open and the only thing it inspired was loyalty? They ripped your ass open. Gene didn't say it. He said, check the records at the hospital. I'm saying it. You got your ripped open. Then you take Justin Bieber from Lily White, Canada, and take him to the flavor of Fuck Off, the kiddie edition. Get his ripped open. Now everything's coming out, and the first thing you do is run the Bali with another kiddie who works with the man, L.A. Reid, that sent you to the Diddy flavor FreakOFF.
Not the flavor.
If you enjoy music news, like and subscribe.
His tweets mysteriously somehow disappearing after his friend and former mentor, Sean Diddy Combs, was arrested on sex trafficking charges. News Nation senior story editor Paula Froelich joins me live with the scoop here. Paula, this sparked some suspicion and really caught a lot of fans' attention. Do you think it was hacked? What's the scoop?
Yeah, I do. Why not? I mean, here's the deal. Usher knows Diddy very well. I would not necessarily call them friends. He's definitely been distancing himself for years and has come out and said, you know what, I lived with him for a year. By the way, note to Usher's mom, you're gonna give up your 13-year-old kid to go live with Diddy for a year? WTF. However, she did. And he saw everything, and it was really disturbing. And, you know, Howard Stern once asked him, hey, would you let your kids go, you know, hang out with Diddy? And he was like, yeah, absolutely not.
And hit the bell for updates on the Diddy trial. See you next time.